Hey guys, Julian here, and today I've got this little 8-bar loop which I'll play for you. It's a nice little techno loop, and I'm going to be taking this and turning it into a fully structured track and showing you how you can do that. I get a lot of questions about how to do this. You know, a lot of people have a hard time with structuring their tracks. A lot of times they'll start with something like this, or maybe even a little bit of a longer loop, and then this is where it ends. Like, it can be really hard to get from this to a structured track. So today, I'm going to be showing you how you can take a loop like this and turn it into a track. And then I'm going to have the full project file, which is going to be this loop, and then of course everything that we do to fill it out as a track available in the description, so make sure to check for that. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there because it's already available. And yeah, let's get going. So I've got this loop here. What I would usually do when I have a loop like this, so this is like, I've got a lead, there's the MIDI, we've got a pad, we got like this respace thing, we have our kick, and we have some percussion. So we have really like a foundation of a track, right? Like we have all the ideas there that we're going to ultimately turn into the track. So what I'll usually do at this stage is I'll just grab everything and cut it and paste it like over here. And this just kind of makes it so we can get started with the intro. Typically, I like to get started with the intro. You know, it kind of sets the tone for like what you're working on, because you're building the energy as you're working on it, if that makes any sense. As opposed to like if you start with the drop and then try to work back. To me, sometimes it feels a little bit odd, but this way is a little bit better. So we'll take a kick and just put it there at the start, and let's use this little operator percussion. So that's a good way to start off usually. You know, just keep it really simple. And then we'll go into this next part here. Maybe I'll do something like this to kind of switch it up. There we go. So it's not that complicated, but you can see like we're really just playing around with the different arrangements of what we already have here. Like, I don't know, there's not really a whole lot of method to it, to be honest with you. I just try to listen and hear what sounds good. The key really, I think, is more like your mindset. It's like, if you watch this video, you see how like open and free I am with this. I'm not like locking myself into any particular boxes. I'm not saying like I have to do this. I'm just going with what sounds good and keeping it really simple. That's the best thing you can probably do for this, is really just like try not to overthink it, basically. I think a lot of people, when they get stuck, is like really they're just overthinking it. And if you can get out of that overthinking kind of mind space, you can get pretty far pretty quickly. I mean, we already have like a lot of the track going. So I'll keep copying this over here, and we gotta move this stuff over even more to like there. Let's also bring in maybe this respace now, so like this could come in there and be filtering up. You know, kind of like that. We could also maybe put a high pass filter automation on the kick here. So like maybe in the intro there. And let's actually keep the kick going here, but it'll be high pass. You can hear the automation brings it to life a bit as well. Maybe we'll start bringing in the pad here. And again, just lots of low pass filter automations. It's like in the intro, you know, because you're just bringing in everything. So it's like you're trying to make it slow and not have it all just come in right away. And this is a great way to do that. Alright, and then maybe we'll do this part here. This just keeps all building. And then I'll throw in, I have this little 909 ride down here. very popular techno sound. This is just one of mine from my sample packs. But like we can take this and just put that on the upbeats here. And there we go, it's moving it along nicely. So the next thing here would be to do the break. So what I'll typically do for that is like I'll take everything and try to kind of like smoothly go into the break. Like you don't want to just cut to this all of a sudden. So what I'll usually do is maybe something like this. Like we could get all these hi-hats here and or this percussion I should say, and we'll have it like low pass down there. Kind of like that, so it's all going out like smoothly. And we could also start bringing in this lead here. And we'll bring that in from here. And then we just get a bit of low pass. So there we go, right off the bat. There's our intro. You can see it's really not that hard. Like, it comes a lot more naturally than you think. So now we have like a nice break here. Then we can start filtering out the pad and the lead a little. There we go, so there's the break. So the break isn't too complicated, you just kind of want to like move it along, give it like some kind of changing stuff, and kind of just carry it into the next part. So then the next part here would be the first quote-unquote drop, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of flack for calling this a drop. But yeah, so this would be like the part after the break, whatever you want to call it, basically where the kick comes back. Maybe you have a few synths. With techno, the key here is you don't want to go too crazy. You don't want to just dive straight in from the break with all the energy like this. Or like this. Like how that just goes in like that. That could be good maybe later in the track, but typically for this first quote-unquote drop, again, parentheses around that, you want to just have it be the kick and just kind of like, you know, have it hitting hard there. And then you can kind of like build it up. This is the part usually where the crowd is going like, woo, when the DJ is playing this part. So like imagine your track like that. Like you want to be able to hear people in the crowd going, woo! Alright, then we can have some automation on the lead there where it's building up. And maybe we don't have to have just the kick. Like we could use a little bit of percussion like that. It's just you don't want to use like all the hi-hats. Alright, and then we can keep going into this next part here. And you can feel like it's moving really in a fluid way. And it's not just like going to the next part, but it really feels like the most natural progression. You know, this is probably the best method of doing this. Like, if you just start with a loop and just go to the start of the track, listen to what you feel like it needs, and then try to do that, you know? It's really not that complicated. Like I said, I just think people overthink it a lot. It's a very easy thing to overthink. You know, maybe we'll add something new to kind of mix it up here, like we could get a string sound. We'll put that in a sampler, or in a simpler real quick. Shorten the length and the start time. Give it that fade. We're in F sharp minor as well, so let's do that note. Copy that auto pen side chain. Yeah, you can see like this is moving along nicely. I think the next thing we'll go to here will be this next break. So we'll come out of here again, and in this part, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of the ride, and the kick will be filtered up, and we'll have the hi-hats going down. Just like this. Maybe that pad will start coming back in here as well. There it is. And then we just gotta make this all like one length. And then we'll just keep it going. Like, I'm just listening here and feeling out what I feel like it needs. Cool, and then I'll copy over this stuff for here. So this is the drop where we can dive in with all the hi-hats. Well, maybe I'll get rid of the lead there. Now we can go like that. The other thing too is, like, once you start to get parts of the track together like this, you can easily just take it and start copying stuff from other parts. Nice, and then I'll have the lead kind of filter out here. Now we're starting to do the outro. You know, we're fading out that pad. The drums are starting to chill out a little as well. And then maybe here it'll do like this. And there we go. So we had the outro. So yeah, you can see, like, it really just comes down to just listening to your tracks. Like, I think too much people think about it more as, like, the ideas behind why they're doing everything. But, like, if you really just sit there and listen to your track and just kind of, like, feel what it needs over time. Like, don't think of it in terms of 8 bars or even bars in general. Don't even think about it in terms of, like, that type of thing. Just think about it in terms of, like, time and space and, like, where the track is going, if that makes sense. Like, I think it can be a little bit restrictive to just think of this in terms of bars and musical intervals and all that kind of stuff, because you can see, I mean, really quickly, we can come up with a pretty solid track arrangement this way. Now, the thing that with this is missing, that it really needs, is a bit of effects. Like, it needs, you know, like some crashes and some white noise and stuff like that to really bring it to life. This is the foundation that we have in here, but now we need some stuff that, like I said, is going to add, like, some energy and kind of, like, just carry the track through. So what we're going to do here first is I'm going to get a snare, and we will just get maybe one from here. Yeah, let's use that one. And then what we'll do with the snare is it's just going to go in the build-ups. And obviously, like with techno, you know, you don't want to get too crazy. You don't want it to be like like that kind of build. But just having something simple like this that's just and it's kind of like building up with volume, like with this utility here. If I automate the gain, and we just do like one of those. You can hear that really carries that break along nicely. Like, the other stuff is really like, obviously those are our main sounds, but this is like the type of stuff that's gonna pull us through to these next parts. So then the other thing I'd probably make with this would be, like I said, like some white noise, so we can get operator for that. And what I'll typically do is I'll make like just long notes in the break, like that, and then we'll make one over here that's a little bit longer. And then once we do that, what we can do is we just get some white noise here inside of operator. And you can just automate the filter. We'll use a bandpass filter and just kind of like do it in a fluid way, just like I was saying with the with everything else. And then in this drop here, we will actually have it go like back down there when the drop hits. Like it'll go. And yeah, so there it is. We got a pretty full structured track. This, like, if you wanted to just export this and play this in a DJ set, it has a structure. Obviously, we need some mastering, but it has a structure that would work for that. So there it is. Like I said, just kind of showing you guys some techniques that you can do when you have an 8-bar loop to take it and turn it into a full track. Hopefully, even just seeing me do this has helped you and kind of like learning some techniques and just learning the idea behind why we do things. Like, for example, here, like, you know, you don't want to just drop out the hi-hats all of a sudden. You want to have them kind of filter out, like stuff like that. I think just seeing that can be really helpful. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file and samples and MIDI and presets, everything you just saw me work with in the video, including this full track. Like I said, you can get in the project in the description. Excuse me, my brain is blanking there. So if you want to use this as like a template, or maybe you just want to use this to make your own arrangements, or even if you just want to play with some of these elements, it's all down there. Make sure to check that out. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there because it's already available. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.